The shimmering forest of Sparklebrook was alive with magic. Trees that sparkled like stars in the night sky, flowers that hummed sweet melodies with the breeze, and streams that shimmered with glittering droplets, all created by the fairies who tended to the land. It was a place of peace, beauty, and enchantment, where the magical energy flowed as naturally as the wind. Jilly, however, was a fairy unlike the others. While the other fairies, graceful and poised, could make flowers bloom with a wave of their hands and weave sparkling trails of magic in the air, Jilly was, well, a bit of a mess. Her wings fluttered too fast, her spells often went awry, and her magic was more unpredictable than a summer thunderstorm. She had been practicing her spells for years, but each time, it seemed like her best efforts resulted in chaos. Today was supposed to be different, though. Jilly had made up her mind. Today I will get it right. With a determined sparkle in her lavender eyes, Jilly fluttered to the edge of the crystal-clear pond, one of Sparklebrook's most serene spots. The surface was calm, reflecting the bright blue sky above and the delicate clouds drifting lazily by. "I'm going to make this pond even more beautiful," Jilly said to herself, her tiny voice tinged with optimism. She raised her wand carved from a glowing moonbeam and murmured the words of an ancient spell. But as always seemed to happen with her magic, things went awry. A gust of wind caused her wings to flutter too quickly, and before she could even correct it, her wand slipped from her grip. With a flash of brilliant light and a faint poof, Jilly's magic surged out of control. Instead of a gentle mist of shimmering sparkles, the air crackled and swirled in a chaotic whirlwind. The magic collided with the pond, sending it into a frenzy. The once still waters began to bubble and churn, as if a storm had suddenly taken hold. But this was no ordinary storm. The surface of the pond became a whirlpool of color-brilliant pinks, blues, purples, and oranges mixing together in a vibrant kaleidoscope. The once peaceful ripples transformed into bursts of swirling foam, sparkling with a dazzling light. The pond was no longer serene, it was a whirlpool of color and light, with the fish swimming in confused circles, their fins trailing glittering trails behind them. "Oh no!" Jilly gasped, hovering above the scene. Her heart sank as she watched the mayhem unfold. "I didn't mean to do this. This wasn't the spell I cast." Before she could do anything to fix her mistake, the other fairies began to gather around, drawn by the unusual spectacle. They watched eyes wide in awe as the chaos continued. Their leader, Elder Lunia, an ancient fairy with silver wings that shimmered like moonlight, flew down slowly to get a closer look. "Well, this is new," Elder Lunia said, her voice soft but filled with wonder. The other fairies looked at each other, unsure of what to make of the chaotic beauty unfolding before them. Jilly, her wings drooping in defeat, floated to the edge of the pond. I didn't mean for this to happen. I just wanted to make it pretty. But now it's a mess." The young fairy felt a lump rise in her throat. How could she ever be a real fairy when all she ever did was mess things up? Elder Lunia smiled, her wise eyes twinkling with amusement. "Oh, Jilly, this isn't a mess. This is magic in its purest form, unpredictable, wild, and full of surprises. You see, magic is not always about being perfect. It's about the heart behind it." Jilly looked at the swirling waters, now forming beautiful patterns. The foam shimmered into the shape of delicate butterflies that fluttered into the sky, leaving a trail of stardust behind them. Rainbow-colored fish leaped joyfully in the air, their scales sparkling like jewels. The other fairies began to cheer, their laughter filling the air. "Jilly, this is unlike any magic we've ever seen," one of them exclaimed. It's beautiful." Jilly felt warmth spread through her chest and smiled for the first time that day. "You really think so?" "Of course," Elder Lunia said, landing gracefully next to her. "You've created something more magical than any of us could have imagined. You didn't try to control it, and that's when the magic truly shines." As the magical chaos continued to swirl and shape itself into delightful patterns, Jilly realized something important. Maybe the beauty of magic wasn't in making everything perfect. Maybe it was in letting go, embracing the unexpected, and finding joy in the little imperfections that made the world so wonderfully unique. From that day on, Jilly no longer feared her clumsy magic. Instead, she celebrated it. And Sparklebrook, once a land of predictable magic, became a place of unexpected enchantment where even the clumsiest fairy had a special role to play. Jilly spent her days experimenting with new spells, learning to embrace her unique style. She even taught the other fairies how to let go of their perfectionism and allow their magic to flow more freely. No longer did the fairies focus on getting everything right, they focused on creating something beautiful, even if it came from a place of wonderful chaos. Jilly's advice to the fairies: the most important enchantment is creating from the heart. Thank you for watching and listening. Like, share and subscribe for new updated audiobook stories every week.